We welcome you to SB Gymnasium at Rowan University for NJAC playoff volleyball right here on Rowan Athletics. It is the number 2 seeded Rowan Profs opening their playoff season against the number 3 seed Stockton Ospreys right here in Glassboro. I am Luke Brown, Keegan Thompson alongside me. Keegan, this is a matchup that went the Profs' way back in Galloway during the regular season, but everything is bigger in playoffs.
Absolutely. Things are bigger in Glassboro too, though. It's a great home field advantage. Quite a few athletics teams joining the fray in the stands tonight. I already see women's volleyball directly ahead of us. It was actually Rowan women's volleyball who cheered them on in their home victory last night. And the men's football team's here as well. Quite a few others in the mix.
Yes, certainly is. A good crowd on hand, as we have seen all season. And now the stakes cannot be higher as we take a look at the NJAC playoff bracket. It is a number 2 seed in Rowan facing off against the 3 seed Stockton, who had a pretty dominant win over the 6 seed Ramapo earlier in the quarterfinals.
Yes, and then they won in straight sets too against Ramapo. That was obviously a home matchup in Galloway, New Jersey. And Ramapo, you know, they tried. They kept it competitive for a while, but Stockton just overwhelmed them in the end. And this is a team who were able to knock Rowan down a set when they played on the road earlier. Actually, they didn't. It was closer. It was a 25-21 victory in the first set. But again, Stockton can hang with the Profs, and they have quite a few weapons in their arsenal too.
And on the other half of the bracket, it is Kane facing off against William Patterson. William Patterson team that knocked off Montclair State in the quarterfinals, and a Kane team that is the only NJAC team that beat Rowan earlier this season. Rowan certainly would like to see one of those two in the next round. That'll be on Saturday, Keegan.
Yes, and something worth mentioning there is that if William Patterson were able to pull the upset, which this is a team who won the NJAC championship last year, if they're able to pull the upset over Kane University, Rowan has another date with them in the final, and that will be right here in Esby.
Yes, so this could very well be the final home game of the season. This could also very well be a day that will be remembered as the Profs are looking to go back to the NJAC championship game. They lost in the semifinal last season to William Patterson. As we turn things over to public address, let's kick this game off. Volleyball action is coming up shortly.
Good evening and welcome to Rowan University for tonight's semifinal match of the 2025 New Jersey Athletic Conference Volleyball Championships between the 3rd seeded Ospreys of Stockton University and your 2nd seeded Profs of Rowan University. At this time, we ask everyone if you would now please rise. The Rowan Athletics community mourns the loss of our beloved head volleyball coach, Dina Jesperson. We now ask that you honor her memory with a moment of silence. Thank you so very much. And now please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Ospreys of Stockton University. Number 2, Layla Newborn. Number 8, McKenna Ritchie. Number 9, Kate Lauer. Number 14, Kristen Fontaine. Number 17, Jalen Grant. Number 18, Camille Delator. And number 5, Helen Murray. Assistant coaches for the Ospreys, Brittany Gibson, Rick Gallo, Ray Landon, and introducing the head coach, Coach Allison Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ospreys of Stockton University. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for the Profs of Rowan University. Number 1, Eva Bass. Number 5, Raven Albright. Number 7, Abby Shedwin. Number 11, Jessica Smart. Number 21, Kira Bradley. Number 25, Mia Albuquerque. And number 19, Vanessa Hutchinson. Assistant coaches for the Profs, Courtney Ward, Kira Hisker, Madeline Leary, Emma Osmond, Galen Fitzgerald, and our head coach, looking down the lane from Captain and Dallas, Coach Tina Jesperson. Our officials for this evening, our top official is Scott Sprague, our floor official is Jared Warner, and our line people are Rob Schultz and Stephen Hart.
We welcome you back to SB Gymnasium right here in Glassboro, and each home game that they have on a night seems that it just gets more crowded and crowded. And you look at last game that they had, Volleyball night, a night game at home. It was certainly the best atmosphere they put together all year, and this atmosphere I feel like has already topped it. There's nothing but standing room only on the home side bleachers, and this is a Profs group that is absolutely ready to go in the NJAC playoffs. The starting lineup for the Profs is going to be Ava Best, Raven Albrecht, Abby Chadwick, Jessica Smart, Vanessa Hutchinson, Kira Bradley, and Nia Ipecker. Jessica Smart certainly leads this team in kills and was just named to the NJAC All-First Team yesterday. She's going to be a problem today for the Profs.
And not just All-First Team, Rookie of the Year. And how many Rookies of the Year do you know make the first team? Very, very few, but it's also a toss-up between her and Raven Albrecht, the setter, who made NJAC's second team for Rookie of the Year in terms of the Profs' ideas. And the other thing is, you know, coming in, following the remarkable legacy left behind by Brooke Adams, Albrecht has done an amazing job filling in.
It's been a seamless transition for Raven Albrecht, and Coach Tina Jesperson at the start of the year described Albrecht as thoughtful. That's what sets her apart, is she's thinking about everything that she's doing on the volleyball court before she does it. As Vanessa Hutchinson checks in, Ava Best will start out. Stockton starters Layla Newborn, Libero Helen Murray, McKenna Ritchie, Kate Lauer, Kristen Burton, Jalen Grant, and Camille De La Torre. For the Ospreys, who have put together a 21-8 season, they were 6-2 in the NJAC with losses 3-1 to Montclair State and 3-0 to Rowan. This is a Stockton team that beat Kane. Obviously not what the Profs were able to do. Rowan's only blemish in conference was that 3-0 loss to Kane, and perhaps they'll get a second crack at him on Saturday. But first, this one is underway. Nia Ipecker receives the serve. Albrecht bumps it over left side to Smart. It's received well on Stockton's end. They go in system, and a bunch block with Kira Bradley and Jessica Smart still stays on the Prof side. Stockton's going to start this one up 1-0.
Yeah, a strong take by Camille De La Torre on that right hand on her near side. She just buried that one right past the blockers.
Second serve for Stockton. This time it goes Chadwick on the right side. Albrecht goes back to Smart. Smart gets one through even better this time. The block. Stockton still receives nicely, and the block on the right side this time for Kira Bradley goes straight out of bounds. Stockton will start up 2-0.
Hit one of our sideline cameramen here as well. So we're looking for a side out here for the Profs fans, and so far the blocking hasn't really been there.
McKenna Ritchie serves it as Stockton, and this time Kira Bradley didn't get what she wanted on 2 blocks in a row, and now she's got a kill of her own. It's 2-1. Raven Albrecht goes to the service for the Profs.
She snuck that one right past the arms of Jalen Grant. Only standing at 5'8". Kira Bradley has the height advantage there and just whipped that one down.
Raven Albrecht, her serve. Profs down 1-2, trying to get one here. The block gets through. Albrecht lays out. Hutchinson bumps one over Chadwick. Chadwick right side. She finds the left side corner, and we are tied up 2-2.
Abby Chadwick, what a year she's had. Been an absolute presence for the Profs all season. She made the NJAC list as well. 222 kills, second on the team. That one being her 223rd.
Albrecht now with a tied score, 2-2. Stockton in system. Albrecht lays out. It gets through the hands of Chadwick, and Chadwick is not able to get it up.
Yeah, diving effort there from the setter. Obviously, Albrecht is a very talented player on the receive, but again, you don't want to be a setter in that situation to get the first touch.
Helen Murray, the freshman libero, is at the service for Stockton. Rowan trying to make that a short-lived service. Nice dig there by Vanessa Hutchinson. Jessica Smart right at Kristen Burton, and it's still alive. Raven Albrecht back to Chadwick, and Chadwick lays one down. And we are tied again at 3-3. What a rally that was.
Man, this place just erupted after that initial hit. Taking it off her face, Kristen Burton, excellent way to angle that one back to her team. Got a couple subs for the Profs here as well. Cooper checks in alongside Jenna Call.
Yeah, Gabriella Cooper, who has 46 service aces on the season. Tied 3 apiece, and her serve is in for her 47th.
Not even touched, just on the line.
Perfect placement by the sophomore from Pope John Paul High School in Royersford, Pennsylvania. Profs have a lead at 4-3. Stockton goes right side pin. Dug out by Albrecht. Now Call back to the left pin. Chadwick. Chadwick is out of bounds on the left side. She can't lay that one down. And we are tied again at 4-4.
That was great communication there by Kristen Burton. She knew that was going to go out. She yelled it before the ball was even in her area. She'll be checking out here for a couple of fresh Stockton subs as well. Reagan Mendick is stepping back to the line there. She was an NJAC honorable mention this year, Luke.
And Mendick, who is from Newark, Delaware, and has 40 service aces on the season. An impressive stat sheet for Mendick. Tied 4 apiece. Here's Call. Calls just slips one through. And yes, that one did hit the pin. I had thought it did. So that'll be Stockton's point, as they had to wave that one in later on. So Mendick stays at the service, and Stockton's up 5-4. Plenty of lead changes back and forth in the first 9 points.
This one's going to be competitive for a while, I think, Luke.
Mendick to Hutchinson. Albrecht, now Bradley. And that one, just a disoriented play on the attempted bunch block with Kira Bradley and Jenna Call. So opening set, Stockton's going to lead this one by 2 as Mendick has extended their lead. Out of bounds, and the Profs will take those 3 points. Kira Bradley now at the service. Ava Best checks in for the libero, Vanessa Hutchinson.
Yeah, and they side out Mendick there. Mendick, who has 40 kills just from service aces alone, leading Stockton, so that's a good change.
Profs want some offense here. They've got Call, Chadwick, and Best up front. Albrecht and Cooper on the defensive side. That one will get through the hands of Ava Best and go straight out of bounds off to the right side. And it's a 7-5 lead, as it is a short-lived service for Kira Bradley, who checks back out as Hutchinson comes back in.
A tough block out. I mean, you got to imagine that in the film room, the Stockton Ospreys have definitely been trying to figure out how to get past Rowan's great big wall.
Hutchinson receives the service. Here's Chadwick. She goes long. And the biggest lead of the day for either team is 3 at 8-5 in the opening set.
Well, Kate Lauer has 24 service aces this year and leads both teams in kills, 360 coming into the match tonight.
Chadwick, delayed response, keeps the point alive. Call goes soft touch to the backside of the court. Now Hutchinson, big dig there. Albrecht, left pin call, goes soft touch again. And now a block gets through yet again, as Stockton's power has just been able to overpower the bunch block attempts for Rowan thus far. Largest lead of the day now 4 at 9-5.
And it's not just the power either. They're hitting down Stockton jumping power to get over the net with their height in the front row. It's been really great to see them.
Ava Best will not be denied.
Speaking of getting past the blocks, she sidearmed that one. Looked like she just threw it. Great motion there.
Abby Chadwick now with a 9-6 deficit that the Profs need to get back even. Here is Chadwick. She goes low and off to the right side. And now it gets through for Stockton's Nicole Palmer.
And they're hitting on an angle too. These solo blocks aren't really doing the trick for the Profs. That's why we're seeing all these side outs coming in.
Nicole Palmer, who has not played since August 25th, making her first appearance back after some injury issues for her late in the season. Didn't even play 2 nights ago in the quarterfinals, as that one goes straight into the net. And here's a real chance with Jenna Call. If her serve is on, it is on. We'll see if that serve is on for her. Down 10-7.
Yeah, but no one has more errors on the team than her except for Kira Bradley.
Goes low, and this first serve is pretty strong. Misdirect, though, for Stockton, as Hutton Cordry and Vanessa Hutchinson both dove for it. Neither were able to come up with it. It was a good serve for Call, but it will be short-lived.
Well, with how well Stockton's hitting, you would be remiss to expect them to hit on the third attack from them, but no, they go right for number 2, setting it right into no man's land. Nobody in the area for the Profs, and Cordry and Hutchinson just couldn't get there quick enough.
Kristen Burton at the serve again for Stockton. Ipecker receives. Jessica Smart, my goodness!
That one rifles right into Burton again. You got to imagine that the NJAC Rookie of the Season and the only NJAC first teamer in this match other than Nicole Palmer, she's been bullying Kristen Burton all night, hitting it directly at her.
Hutchinson serves. Ipecker receives. Back to Smart, they wanted to go, and Smart's just going to go a little long. Albrecht was really trying to get it to her, and the set was just a little low. Smart couldn't do much with it, but go soft touch and just put a little bit too much mustard on it.
Wasn't just low, it was a little too far from the net too, and that finger flick usually works in those situations. Again, with Smart's arm strength, this is just a little too much.
McKenna Ritchie on the serve. Here is Smart. Phenomenal dig by Ritchie. Albrecht goes to Smart again. Gets one right through that net. It was close. And that one will slip through the hands of Vanessa Hutchinson. It is 13-8, the opening lead for the Stockton Ospreys.
And none of that happens unless Ritchie makes that dig in the back. That was right down to the ground, and Profs need to call a timeout here.
Yes, they do. The Profs do take that timeout, down 5. Certainly early in this game and tons of time to rebound, but not exactly the start that the Profs were looking for here in the first set. A lot of power has come out of Stockton. They have clearly improved since the first meeting.
Yeah, taking a trip to the Armory. They've definitely been refining their skills on the line. And you know, a lot of those miscues that we saw in that game on the road in Galloway, we're not seeing them right now. And the Profs who normally have a very stout, tall front line, able to get those blocks with players like Kira Bradley and Ava Best. It just hasn't been clicking for them tonight. They've been trying desperately to keep the ball on the Stockton side of the court, and Stockton is just finding every avenue past them.
Certainly are. Matt Verlingieri addresses the team in that timeout that is about to break up. Now Julia Worth putting in her thoughts on the opening start for the Profs. Stockton leads in kills 9-5. Obviously, in terms of points, we are at 13-8. Rowan actually leads in total attacks with 20 to the Ospreys 16. So Rowan has had their opportunities, and some good digs for Stockton and some nice receiving play from the Ospreys has allowed them to get ahead in this game. Some miscues for the Profs, some soft touches that went long or off to the side, and we are back in action at 13-8. Albrecht goes to Bradley. Bradley slips one through the block. And now some more power from that Stockton offense gives them a 14-8 lead here in the opening set.
Yeah, that was Kate Lauer again. Just good to see her back in. She's been dominating all season.
McKenna Ritchie to Ipecker. Now Albrecht, Smart. It's dug up and off the rafters. Stockton almost kept that point alive. Kate Lauer almost pushed it ahead as Verlingieri points towards Albrecht. She clearly just did something that they told her to adjust in the timeout, because the way that he pointed at her is like, yes, you did the thing.
Well, now she's going to go ahead and try it for another thing. 77 service aces for the freshman setter this year.
She won't have one here, and Stockton, on somewhat of an out-of-system play, gets a point and goes up 15-9. Checking in for the Ospreys back again is Layla Newborn, the senior from Lower Marion, Pennsylvania, right in the neck of the woods of where the bulk of the Profs roster is from. Ipecker, good dig. Albrecht out to Bradley. Did she get one in? She did not. Went a little long, and now a 7-point lead for Stockton.
That was a great shot, too. Again, just a little outside. Must have been a couple inches astray.
Abby Chadwick. Yes, it is good for Rowan as they're into double figures and look for a comeback here in the first set. Ipecker and Jessica Smart will get a sub out. Gabriella Cooper comes in as the serve specialist. Chadwick, Bradley, and Call up front. Albrecht and Hutchinson for some defensive help. Call is able to regain her focus on that one after her block attempt wasn't quite what they wanted. Now a bunch block. Stockton still has a shot. The play is back to even. Here's Chadwick. Chadwick lays one down.
Well, Chadwick is one of the better hitters on this team. She's second in points, only behind Smart for a reason. But something that you got to mention is that even though Jenna Call was the ace and has been for some time, her being in the lineup, she has great reflexes. She's really good at getting those second touches off the line. And, you know, her reflexes there on the initial block are what kept that play alive for the Profs.
As that block goes straight to the scorer's table and back to Stockton, they regain their 6-point lead at 17-11. The Profs have not had long services at all today.
And much to their detriment as well, because they have some of the better servers in the NJAC.
Regan Mendick back to the service. She had a long one her first time around. Hutchinson bump. And Kira Bradley will finish off that Mendick service right now. And she'll go to one of her own. Profs down 5.
She's so good on those quick attacks, Luke. Anytime you have her right next to Albrecht in the front row, you know they're connecting, and it's going to click 9 times out of 10.
Bradley, a good serve to the back. Cooper, nice dig. Albrecht to Call. Mendick sets. This time to Albrecht. Now Cooper. Chadwick trying for it again. Chadwick was blocked. Albrecht got a hand on it. But it'll go back to Stockton, and it's 18-12 as Stockton gets a little towards the back part of this set. They only need 7 more. Rowan needs to shut it down again. Albrecht to Call. Chadwick. Yes, she does. Splits it right through off to the left side of Kate Lauer.
Yeah, good luck blocking Chadwick twice in a row.
5-point deficit. Here's Chadwick. Out of bounds. That gives the Profs a free point. Still, they stay on the attack, down 4.
It's a great rally for them. They want to extend this as long as they can.
Yes, they do. That one just slips through. It goes the Profs' way, and the lead for Stockton is down to 3, and the Ospreys call a timeout. A momentum changer with Chadwick still on the service. What can they do to try to get back even?
When she plays hot, man, there are a few better at keeping the Profs in matches. Again, I mentioned she takes on blocks very well. And, the thing is, Stockton's front line is they've been very good at mixing up their block timings, Luke. Something I've been noticing is that whenever the Profs are mixing up their timings on the sets or on the movement or whatnot, they've been very good at adjusting to that. And that's why some of their blocks have been just so effective on the Profs' face. And even if they're not stopping the blows, they're definitely making them soft for that back line to get some second touches and follow-ups, changing the transition from defense back into offense. Stockton they're masters at this.
And an update from around the NJAC as Kane has taken the first set over William Patterson, 25-15. That is at Kane's gym. The winner of that game faces the winner of this game. If Kane were to win that match, it will definitively be at their place. Kane is the top overall seed in the NJAC tournament. Abby Chadwick still on the service. The Profs down 3 after Stockton called a timeout. And Stockton will get one through to the left side of Vanessa Hutchinson. Plenty of power.
And nearly an identical situation to just before the timeout when Hutchinson thought that one was going out. The previous one did. That one was just inside. So the adjustments, we got to imagine, from Stockton are pretty well and truly in their favor.
Waylon Newborn to Hutton Cordry. Now Albrecht sets to Best. Best trying to block. They go soft touch instead. And now Jenna Call, senior to senior connection, as Hutchinson set it on the left pin to Jenna Call. And now Call will go on in the service. Cooper will come out. Jessica Smart goes in. It is 19-16. And while this 3-point deficit is much better to what was at 1.7, the Profs still need to even this up. Call serve needs to be on. And that time it just gets out of the hands of Raven Albrecht. Back to Stockton at 2016.
Yeah, Profs again are just having a hard time at the line. Their attempts at blocks are fine. They're positioned well. The thing is, Stockton is just swiping it to the left or to the right every time, and it's been very difficult for the Profs to get any follow-ups on those, and they've been going out of bounds a lot too. It's not necessarily power that's winning Stockton the day. It's been their positioning on those attacks.
Kristen Burton on the service for Stockton. Cordry to Hutchinson, sets to Smart. Received nicely. Now right at Hutton Cordry. She got a decent dig on it, but it went off to the right side. Gives Stockton the 21-16 advantage.
Well, credit to Cordry. She got in the way of it, but man, spike with that much power, there's very little chance of you returning that accurately.
Ava Best was blocked. Ipecker hit the deck, saved the point. Smart went soft touch. Stockton has an answer for it. Jessica Smart, they don't have an answer for that.
How can you? She's the full package.
That ends up in the 7th row of the stands.
Nearly knocked out one of our spectators.
Senior Vanessa Hutchinson. That one is perfectly placed. Jessica Smart is just able to push it off to the right side where no one is.
She can do it all. Brains and brawn. What a pickup for the Rowan Profs in the offseason.
21-18, Hutchinson. It is out of bounds. 2-point is all that the Profs need. As Matt Verligieri tosses a ball over to the ball girls on the other side. It hits the backside of Vanessa Hutchinson. She looks over, she goes, hey. Verlingieri says, yes, I hit her. Stockton calls a timeout as the Profs rally back. They are down just 2. Verlingieri gives his spiel to the girls here who are still trying to rally back in this first set. We'll see what the senior Hutchinson is able to do today. Noah Weinstein fires up perhaps the most loaded crowd of any Rowan athletics event all year, and for very good reason.
Well, and here's the other thing. Esby's been a fortress for the Profs this year. 12 wins, 0 with a Z, Luke, losses.
That's right. And they picked up 2 more over the weekend on Senior Day when they faced Widener, a 3-1 win, and then what was considered the most complete and consistent game all season to finish the regular season against Susquehanna. They just had no weakness in that Susquehanna match, and the team felt as if it was their best played match all season long.
It's hard to blame them. 25-15, 25-7, 25-13. I mean, defensively, that's impressive.
Profs need 2. They have 1 right there out of bounds.
Now, you remember what I was talking about earlier? The way that Stockton's hitting, they're swinging across, expecting it to bounce off of blockers. If there's no blockers there, they're swinging for the fences, and it's going out 9 times out of 10.
This one could tie it up for the first time in a long time. It is over. Kira Bradley tips it, and we're tied.
The roof nearly blew off this place after that one, too. Try winning a joust against Kira Bradley. You just can't sometimes. Very long service from Vanessa Hutchinson.
Tied for the first time since 3-3. Profs have trailed for the vast majority of this set, but none of that matters now. Ipecker, big dig. Albrecht goes to Jessica Smart. Smart out of bounds, and it's 22-21.
Well, Stockton are going to nurse that lead as long as they can. Luke, I wouldn't be shocked to see this one go to a deuce, and a long one at that.
McKenna Ritchie, the defensive specialist junior. Profs need a side out to tie it back up at 22. Kira Bradley trying to do that, and she does. That's the most emotion Kira Bradley has shown after a point, maybe all season long, to tie us up at 22 apiece. Remember, folks, this is just the first set.
Well, Bradley mentioned in a social media piece that Athletics did on her a few weeks ago, she can do whatever she wants, and after how she's playing tonight, it's hard to disagree.
Albrecht, gonna be hard for Stockton. Yes, it is. Gonna be hard for Stockton, and it's 23-22.
Rowan wins the break. Great service from Raven Albrecht, and Stockton, who were so well organized earlier, are starting to topple to pieces.
Albrecht, the freshman. Blocked and out of bounds, tied 23. Bunch block on the right side. Bradley took control and just could not keep it in bounds.
Noise in here is coming to a fever pitch.
Profs trying to avoid giving Stockton what would be set point. Albrecht saves the point, and Bradley sends it over. Phenomenal job by them. Profs are scrambling. They need to get in system if they can. And Ipecker Hutchinson is not able to run to it. Ipecker laid out, and it's set point for the Stockton Ospreys in the first set.
Dove a little bit too early, and Verlicki's going to be calling that timeout. Second one for the Profs. Neither side will have timeouts if this set continues for much longer. Well, you got to imagine.
That is the final timeout.
You're right, and you got to imagine there's a little bit of tension in the Profs sideline. Obviously, the weight of expectations on them are quite high considering the way this season has gone for them.
Certainly, they have put together a 25-5 overall record. As you mentioned earlier, Keegan, they are 12-0 in this gym and 7-1 in the NJAC. Their only blemish being a trip up to Kane on October 21st. That was a 3-0 loss they took to Kane.
Oh, well, this is a streaky team. I mean, they've had 3 separate streaks of wins this season. None of them broken up by losses. That's what a streak is. And they've all been more than 5 each, including the one that they're on right now. They have won in 7 straight, looking to make it 8 tonight. Well, it's a loud gymnasium tonight here too, Luke. Obviously, quite a lot of fans for the Profs, but the Stockton support have showed out as well.
The freshman libero, Helen Murray. Jessica Smart is blocked up front, and Stockton takes the opening set 25-23. If Rowan's going to take this one, it's going to be in at least 4 sets. We'll see what happens next as the second set is coming your way on Rowan Athletics. I'm Luke Brown, Keegan Thompson, back in a moment.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
In one word, if I had to describe Trifecta Therapeutics, if I had to describe Trifecta in one word, it would be empower. The purpose of Trifecta Therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community. I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, giving whatever they could to get back and want to be part of that process. We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care. This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor of physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun. Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete. My clients are also they're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something. They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination. You really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster. That's why I would say come here.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student.
Profs made it close in the first set, tied it up late for the first time since 3-3. They had it tied at 22-22. Stockton was able to just get a couple points late in the first set, and they lead 25-23. Profs need a rebound here in the second, Keegan.
They do, and it's going to come down to how they're blocking again, and also how they're organized on defense. I think defensively, that's where the blemishes have been for the Profs so far tonight. Early on in the set, Stockton was hitting off the wall, sending it out of bounds. A lot of blockouts that the Profs had early. So something that the Profs adjusted quickly, but then Stockton just as quickly kept them on the scramble on the back foot. So defensively, those back three for them are going to need to be very well organized, keep the ball up, give the Profs some second chances, because when the Profs have been scoring, they haven't been on very long rallies. I think if we go to a longer rally, more and more it's been favoring Stockton because they keep their positions, they hold their court space very well, and Rowan, they're leaving a lot of gaps right now.
On the floor for the Profs, it is Ava Best, Raven Albrecht, Jessica Smart, Kiara Bradley, Abby Chadwick, and Jenna Call. We'll see what those five are able to do. It's Vanessa Hutchinson also out there as the libero. Two seniors, Jenna Call and Vanessa Hutchinson, made such an impact on this program, and the freshman infusion that the Profs have gotten this season have made all the difference in the world. Jessica Smart leads that pack after an NJAC Rookie of the Year nomination. And Raven Albrecht, who will start on the service, the freshman setter, who, as you mentioned earlier, Keegan, filled the role of Brooke Adams perfectly.
Well, and speaking of freshmen, you got Helen Murray on the other side of things, the freshman libero out of Virginia Beach, at number 5 for Stockton, and she's really energized this team, and she's made some impressive digs so far this game.
We've talked about the atmosphere all night. Now Ollie Hushmond in the building, the president of Rowan University, as Stockton gets one through off the jump. Jalen Grant.
Hutchinson's back in, and her smile has all but faded as she's here on the side. She knows it's game time for her. It's win or go home for the seniors.
And that one hits the rafters, goes right back into the center. So for the second straight time, Stockton will start up 2-0.
And here is that freshman, Helen Murray, on the service.
Raven Albrecht, back set. Jessica Smart, somehow returned by the libero. Hutchinson, Albrecht, Chadwick now. And Chadwick is blocked up front, and it just barely stays in bounds. 3-0 start for the Ospreys.
She nearly snuck it out too, and I think the ball nearly hit Chadwick. She tried to get out of the way, but wasn't good enough.
Helen Murray, fourth straight serve. Albrecht up top, Chadwick. Chadwick sneaks one through, so the Profs will have the serve back, down just 2.
They're bringing in some extra firepower. Gabriella Cooper is going to go to the back line, and again, other than Albrecht, very few players are better on the service line than she is. She's also great in that back row too.
Cooper sends it to the back row. It is out of bounds. Profs now down just 1, looking to tie it up here at 3-3. Gabriella Cooper stays on the service for the Profs. Jenna Call, Kira Bradley up front. Vanessa Hutchinson and Raven Albrecht back for some defensive help, but Rowan will not need it. We are tied 3 apiece.
2 straight runs of 3 points for each side, and now Rowan has the service.
Stockton responding. Cooper, nice dig. Albrecht goes towards the net for Kira Bradley, who sends it over. Kira Bradley, Jenna Call block. Stockton still returns. Albrecht will go to Call. Call will get one through, and the Profs have a second set lead at 4-3.
Call's got a cannon for an arm whenever she wants to use it. She's been mired with injury problems this season, Luke, and you got to imagine the Profs are so happy to have her healthy for these playoffs.
She has battled all year long. She's a tough kid. Profs try to extend their lead here. And they'll slip one through. We're tied 4 apiece.
Now, I love that mix-up Stockton did a second ago. They feinted with Lila Newborn like she was going to jump and take the initial set. But no, actually waiting behind her was Kate Lauer. And again, it was just a dummy play, and they did it really well. The Profs were caught off guard, nearly mistimed their blocks. And then the second chance, Lauer got it. I mean, leads both teams in points this season.
Regan Mendick serves. Albrecht to Jenna Call. Into the net. And back Stockton's way. Looks like that would hit the left side pin. Profs lead 5-4, and here is Kira Bradley.
Kira Bradley, 50 service aces, 47 service errors. So she's the epitome of hot and cold on the line.
Kira Bradley to the back row. And that one is pushed over by Mendick. And that has been one of the Profs' weaknesses all season long. They've gotten better as the season has progressed, but being able to return those misdirects has not been their strength, and it's hard.
I mean, those second touches, you don't expect it to be offensive, but Mendick's been really utilizing the setter toss very effectively.
Ava Best taps one over. Trying to call dig. Back set for Chadwick. Chadwick is blocked, but it goes out of bounds. And it's 6-5.
And that's the Abby Chadwick we know. That's one of the reasons she's so lethal on that wing.
Second year as a prof, spent her freshman year at Emory and Henry College in Virginia. Call. Back line, and it's good. And the Profs have themselves a 2-point lead.
Oh, she did everything there too. In the initial attack from Stockton, she had solo block, sent it right back, and it was accurate too. Sent Stockton scrambling, and then she gets the follow-up. Albrecht tossing her a serve, and she makes good on that every time.
Hutchinson, what a dig. Chadwick. It just gets right through Mendick and the libero Helen Murray. They kind of look at each other, say, where were you on that?
Chadwick from the back row too. Albrecht sending it right to her. And thanks for the dig she made.
Chadwick goes long on that, so it's 8-6 as Stockton will get the serve back. After that Chadwick killed, it just split two Stockton players in confusion. Allison Walker walked up towards the sideline and kind of reassured her players, it's okay, it'll be fine, but don't make that mistake again. Here's call, just goes a little long, and it's back to a 1-point set.
And that was just barely out too. It landed right at the feet of the linesman.
Ava Best, soft touch. Out of bounds from Stockton to regain that 2-point lead at 9-7, and here's Jenna Call. There's a timeout being, for a second thought there was a timeout being called. It was rather substitutions coming in. That front line for the Profs is just gonna be Ava Best and Jess Smart up top, and then Albrecht's there as the setter, Hutton Cordry and Vanessa Hutchinson there as well.
Well, Albrecht has two back row options too. Cordray hasn't done it so much this season, but she's an excellent hitter.
And a near service ace. Stockton is going to be able to keep that point alive. Credit to them, and they end up getting the point. That is perhaps the point of the day for the Stockton Ospreys, who had to run out all the way out of bounds.
Just a complete effort too.
Yeah, Jessica Smart was blocked, which is a tall task.
Jubilation on the Stockton bench. They're dancing around like this is a Swedish folk festival.
9-8 now the lead for the Profs. Kristen Burton, a junior from Annapolis, Maryland, went to the famed Archbishop Spalding High School, has a service ace off the hands of Vanessa Hutchinson.
Now it's gonna be Stockton winning the break, and looks like we're evened up at 9-all.
.32 service aces coming into today. She had one on the last point. Here's Jess Smart to regain a lead. It's dug out quite nicely. Ipecker, and that one was taken. They are not going to call for a hold on that. They're going to say that was legal, and Stockton has their first lead of the second set at 10-9.
Some controversy here.
Hutchinson, Albrecht, Jess Smart doesn't want to be denied. Didn't get a whole hand on that one. And Stockton goes up 11-9 on the kill from Jalen Grant.
Man, she swung at that like a catapult. Her arm went all the way back, just delivered that one. She got the past 2 points there to take a 2-point lead for Stockton. Initially looked like a slam dunk over the net on the free ball. And then just a second ago, one of the best spikes I've ever seen into that, once again, empty center of the court for the Profs. Keep leaving that dead space there. Stockton's gonna keep taking advantage of it.
Rowan took a timeout at 13-8 back in the first set and ended up tying it at 22. Absolutely nothing out of the reach right now as they trailed 2 points in the second set, but you just feel like you absolutely have to take this set if you're Rowan. You can't lean on the third, fourth, and fifth sets all being wins, especially that fifth set just being 15 points. Rowan has not gone to a fifth set at home all season. They've hardly gone to 5 sets at all this season, home or away. They went to 5 at Scranton and 5 at against Eastern in the same day, September 20th. And that does it for 5-set games all season long. They do not want to go 5 here today. And they trail just 2 still in this second set, but you need to get the service back as quick as possible here.
Stockton has been very impressive. I mean, it's clear that they want to go to the final too, and we know the Profs do, so hopefully that timeout was well spent, and the Profs will have some readjustments here.
Albrecht to Smart. Smart just pushes it too long on her soft touch.
That's the second time she's done that tonight, Luke.
Yes, it is.
This one was airborne, and I think she was trying to hit it into a block. Stockton dropped their arms a little bit too slow, or I think she might have overswung with her height.
That is long for Stockton, and to your point about Jessica Smart doing that twice today, I'd honestly be surprised if you see it 3 times. Everybody on this court for Rowan is competitive. That's why they play college athletics, but Jess Smart is one of the more competitive athletes I've ever come across in my life. And she gets the block there.
Yeah, and she just exudes confidence whenever she's on the court. Everything she does, every little micro movement looks like it's completely intentional. So she's got a lot of reflexes when it comes to this game. It's just muscle memory.
Vanessa Hutchinson's serve could have been an ace. And it will be a return error for Stockton as we are tied again at 12-12. Raven Albrecht gives a little clap to the fans who showed out for that point. And Vanessa Hutchinson still focused as ever. Serves, try to get it to the back row. Stockton will have this one off the hands of Hutchinson, who comes over to the huddle, says my bad, and moves on. Stockton up 13-12.
That's a good side out for Stockton too. Vanessa Hutchinson went on a very long run in that last set, if you recall. Nearly brought the Profs all the way back.
Ipecker to Smart. Smart inbounds.
Very close on the dig from McKenna Ritchie. Nearly slid her hand under it for that return. Profs have a deadlock yet again, and they can make the break point here.
Slips through the block. They'll have to use this one to get over, and they do. Nice job by the Profs to keep that point alive. Off the rafters, Albrecht, yes. What a rally. Slips through, and it's just Stockton's point. Honestly, a miracle that the Profs kept it going that long. Albrecht's dig was just clipped that corner and went out of bounds. Stockton leads 14-13.
One of the things I said in the first set is that the longer the rallies go, the more and more it starts to favor Stockton, and they made good on that. They're back to a 2-point lead after that series.
Just Smart rattles the net, did not hit the pin, and it's a 1-point deficit. Jenna Call comes in, Ipecker checks out, and Gabriella Cooper, one of the Profs' top servers, now steps up.
But no Jessica Smart, Abby Chadwick, and Jenna Call are going to be those offensive options alongside Bradley. 2
service aces in today's game for Cooper. She won't get one here, but Stockton goes long, and we're tied again at 15.
Lauer there was asking the head official for what she thought was a net touch, or a touch or a block out. Didn't quite see it there, and it's going to be Prof points.
Cooper, good serve to the back. Stockton has to go soft touch. Now Kira Bradley is blocked. Cooper keeps it alive. Kira Bradley blocks it herself. Still on the left pin, and a diving effort by Raven Albrecht just falls short. Liked a lot of what Kira Bradley had in store for that point, but the Profs were not able to grab the point entirely, and they trail again 16-15. Now to the service for the Ospreys is Regan Mendick, the senior setter.
When she's in, expect some trickery. Expect a setter toss or two on the second touch for Stockton.
Abby Chadwick rips one through.
See, the perils of blocking Abby Chadwick are outweighed by the perils of not blocking Abby Chadwick. If you don't slow that one, it's very tough to return.
Tied at 16. Setter misdirects.
I just said it too. Knew it was coming. Rowan didn't.
You did say.
That's the third time that they've scored off of those.
Stockton up a point. Hutchinson to Albrecht. Ava Best blocked. Hutchinson save, or excuse me, Albrecht saves. Jenna Call. Stockton in a little bit out of system. Rattles through the net, gets through. Albrecht sets to Chadwick. Chadwick has to go soft. Stockton lost the ball. Layla Newborn had no idea where it was. She turns around, she goes, oh. We're tied 17 and a chance for the Profs to now take a lead as they have the point and they've got the serve.
Chadwick's on the line, 35 service aces to 31 errors.
Chadwick went to the back row. And a phenomenal kill that time. Newborn, who lost the ball in the last point, redeems herself there. Stockton up a point, 18-17.
The way she approaches the net too, Layla Newborn. It's like she's born to it whenever there's those low sets.
Rowan just hanging in. Ava Best was blocked. Jenna Call to the back. And that one goes out of bounds off the hands of Ava Best. Stockton now has a 2-point lead, 19-17. Jenna Call. And now teed up again is Jalen Grant. 3-point lead, 20-17.
Rowan's got to side this out quick because, okay, yeah, timeout there to readjust too, but man, that middle part of the court, they are having such a hard time stopping those attempts. Not enough height to help out the front row, and the receives aren't all there either. Free reign for the combination of Camille Delatorre and Layla Newborn, and Mendick is doing so well facilitating everything. NJAC honorable mention, Reagan Mendick. Wasn't even a starter tonight.
And a Stockton team that played quite well in the NJAC quarterfinals. Kate Lauer, who's led in kills all season, had 11. Camille Delatorre had 8. Jalen Grant just had 4, but the 4 that she had were really spectacular. It was 4 kills from Jalen Grant that just made you want to look at that play again. And Grant has played that way again tonight. She has 7 kills for Stockton off of just 9 attempts. That is a hitting percentage of .778. Kate Lauer still leads in kills for the Ospreys with 9, as does Abby Chadwick, lead Rowan with 9 as well on 13 attempts. Jessica Smart has 7 on 26. That is a hitting percentage of .077, which is not what Smart anticipated coming into any game, or anticipates coming into any game. She plays, as you mentioned, she exudes confidence. Not on the floor right now as the Profs try to score side out, but are blocked up front, and it is 21-17.
Man, Jalen Grant, like you just said, she's hitting .778, but she's got 7.5 points, and maybe she'll get that other half there to put it up at 8 with a block up front.
Out of bounds for Stockton, and the Profs need to get back in focus here, down 3.
Side out couldn't have come at a better time. So it'll be Cooper out, and it'll be Smart coming back in. So quite a few weapons for Albrecht to utilize, especially with Call at the back.
Jalen Grant again.
They just can't stop her up front. So Mendick is going to jump out, and coming back in for her is going to be Kristen Burton, who started tonight. So again, it's a completely different look for Stockton now, switching between both of their prominent setters.
Kristen Burton once again on the service for Stockton. The Ospreys up 4, 22-18, out of bounds, and the Profs will take those three points.
Well, stepping up to the line for them is going to be Vanessa Hutchinson. We've been in this situation before, Luke. Just in the previous set, the Profs were down. Vanessa Hutchinson stepped up, went on an amazing run.
Hutchinson. The dig was too long, and Kira Bradley's able to just shut that one down, and it's 19-22. Profs need two more to even it back up at 22 apiece. Where did they even things up last time? But at 22 apiece. We'll see what they can do out of the timeout, as the timeout's called by Stockton. Rowan is out of timeouts.
Yeah, they'll be their first. So Allison Walker utilizing it at a very good time. And Stockton, they've had wings at their back. They've been playing incredibly well all night. And the Profs starting to struggle and claw their way back into the fight. Again, the second situation where Stockton's crossed 21st and Rowan's had to readjust and come their way back in. But again, utilizing the timeout too to possibly rattle Vanessa Hutchinson. She's been in this situation time and time again. Senior leader on this team. NJAC honorable mention, one of the best liberos in the conference. She's at the service line for the Profs right now. It doesn't look like Stockton has really changed too much. They have quite a few heavy hitters in there. Grant, again, who's on an amazing run of form right now. She's still in the lineup too.
Stockton came out of their timeout pretty quickly. The Profs now come out of theirs. It is Kira Bradley, Raven Albrecht, Nia Ipecker, Jess Smart, Hutton Cordry on the floor. Vanessa Hutchinson is ready to serve. Hutchinson went to the back line. Out of bounds. Rowan just one away from tying us up at 22.
Well, the comparisons from last set don't stop. Stockton once again hitting a little too heavy in the latter stages of this set.
Here's Hutchinson. Nice serve by her. It gets through. Stockton inbounds, and they now are 2 away from taking the second set. They lead 23-21.
The Profs are going to have a hard time with this formation as well for Stockton. They have a defensive specialist at the back who just checked in, McKenna Ritchie, who's made some impressive digs all night, alongside freshman libero Helen Murray, too. It's going to be tough to get past both of them.
Jessica Smart. Nice dig by the Ospreys. They get one through, and Stockton now has it to set point at 24-21.
Ritchie could win it right here, too.
Ipecker to Albrecht, now just Smart, and Rowan scores side out. They still have a shot in the second set.
They need 2 points to force a deuce, which will give them an extra bit of breathing room. And you wouldn't want anyone else at the line right now. It's Albrecht.
Yes, it is. Jalen Grant, this time the Profs have an answer. First time in a while. Chadwick rips one up. Rafters. They're gonna say this point is alive. Jessica Smart tries to shut it down, but she is blocked up front, and they called that point still live. Matt Verlingieri is talking to the official. Stockton's already on the other side. They're not gonna reverse this.
Well, she might have slid her hand under it. That's one of those calls that could really easily determine the entire course of the match. And you hope the officials got it right. They're having a conversation about it right now.
Yes, they are, and we'll see what that conversation leads to. It is a little bit brighter here in Esby tonight. Some new lights were installed a couple of weeks ago, but perhaps there's just a little bit more light from up above, and they need it now. Down 2-0, we're back in a moment with the third set.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
In one word, if I had to describe trifecta therapeutics, if I had to describe trifecta in one word, it would be empower. The purpose of trifecta therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community. I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, doing whatever they could to get back and want to be part of that process. We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care. This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor of physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun. Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete. My clients are also there. They're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something. They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination. You really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster. That's what I would say come here.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools, for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student.
Stockton wins the second set 25-22. It came down to the wire most certainly, but McKenna Ritchie just lays out for Stockton as they're able to save what seemed like a dead ball. Just a phenomenal dig to keep it alive.
Well, that's what she does incredibly well. She's been making miraculous saves all night. She makes another one there on that dig. And a lot of people in the stadium, including Rowan, thought that it might have hit the ground, but you know, from our standpoint, she had the positioning, she was in reach, she got the ball up and made it happen. So good for Stockton. They're up 2-0 in set counts. Rowan will need to win 3 straight if they want a chance at the NJAC championship this year.
Kate Lauer leads in kills for the Ospreys with 10, but Jalen Grant took over that second set, Keegan.
She sure did. I mean, she made so many runs up the middle. She just provided quite a lot of cover for both Mendick as well as Kristen Burton, who's in for the sets right now. But the fact that Stockton have 2 completely different setters is one of the reasons they're such a key weapon. It's so hard to adjust around them.
When the Profs went down 2-0 at Kane, one of the vocal leaders was Ava Best. She said, "Who doesn't like a 5-set match?" And that one didn't go 5. It went 3. Kane looked really, really good up in Union, New Jersey. But that's a regular season game. And right now, let's go 5 sets. Here's Stockton as we start the third. Pecker. And nobody's there. Abby Chadwick thought that Jess Smart was going to go to it. Jess Smart thought that Abby Chadwick was going to go to it. Just a miscommunication.
Yeah, it's tough. Again, you know, you have a lot of players in a lot of different spots, and you move around so often that you can overlap, and you don't want to run into somebody.
Jess Smart. It falls on the other side for Cade, and then we are tied 1-1 here in the third.
Even if Kane had an opportunity to swing back at it, Bradley was there with an arm extended, so she was ready for any chance they had.
Here is Raven Albrecht, the freshman setter for the Profs. Pecker to Albrecht. Now Chadwick. Chadwick goes cross court. The Profs have a 2-1 lead.
Well, Stockton's not going to go 2-0 this time.
There's Albrecht again. And a block up front that goes back Rowan's way. And tied 2-2 now as the libero steps to the line for Stockton. Helen Murray, the freshman from Virginia Beach.
Been immaculate all night. And that back row, not so much from the service line.
Into the net. Rowan has a 3-2 advantage.
Making a slew of substitutes. Cooper's in, and so is Jenna Call. Jessica Smart will get a break, as well as Ipecker.
There's Gabriella Cooper. Stockton in system. Was it tipped by Rowan and then out of bounds? Yes, it was.
Well, it'll be Mendick back into play here. Reagan Mendick, honorable mention in the NJAC. One of the best players on Stockton, 534 assists. And that's with splitting time with Burton as well.
Kiera Bradley just a little short to get that one over the net.
What if I said every time they've substituted Mendick, Luke? Watch out for those setter tosses. If that ball goes back to Stockton, you can expect 1 or 2 of those.
Jenna Call goes to the back row. Here's the setter toss, but they're gonna say that was an illegal touch. Mendick disagrees and walks back. Prof's got a free point there. 4-4, Kiera Bradley steps up.
Abigail Bavona's in for the Profs now too. She's really cracked on towards the back end of this season. Played very well these past couple months.
Yes, she has. And
Gets
she
a block
gets the
there.
block. Kiera Bradley once again. Jenna Call to Albrecht. Now Bavona, soft touch towards the right side, received nicely. And Stockton just a mental miscue on their end, it seems.
Rowan's got some breathing room now.
6-4. Bradley, it just slips through.
Well, she leads the team in service errors, but that one, someone was looking out for her, and it was the net.
7-4. Block up front.
Chadwick and Bavona, the two of them up front. They're not the tallest players on the court by any stretch of the imagination, but man, stretch is what they can do. They make themselves appear much taller than they are. Great extensions on the arms, and good luck getting past the two of them. They link up so well. Bavona just helps every blocker out so well. Earns some for herself.
Little long on the serve, but the Profs still have a 3-point lead here in the third set. Vanessa Hutchinson checks in for Kiera Bradley after a nice service by her. Last one that she comes to high five after subbing out is Jessica Smart. Smart and Bradley have become super good friends over the course of the season. Personalities bounce off of each other as Stockton is going to grab another point off their service and cut their deficit down to 2.
Well, that's their all-star. Kate Lowers, 360 kills coming into the night.
Abigail Bavoda.
She's looking like a super sub for Rowan right now. Not a term you hear thrown around in volleyball very often.
Gotta like the thinking that Matt Verlinghieri had when he called Bavona up to come in this third set with a change of pace up front. Now Hutchinson dives, but she can't get to it.
Well, Bavona's been just about flawless since she's come in. Pretty much any interaction she's had with the ball, it's resulted in points for the Profs.
Jenna Call. And some sort of illegal formation on the receiving end for Stockton was called as Jess Smart checks back into this game. So it'll be Bavona and Smart up front, and then I would assume Call will run up to the line and join them.
You got Chadwick in the back as well, don't forget.
Somewhat of a focus on offense here. That one just bounces Rowan's way off the net. Chadwick, yes indeed.
She beat past Richie there. Uncontested nearly off the net. Oh, man, what a crazy serve from Jenna Call to give the Profs some momentum too and completely break the Stockton's well-organized formation.
Nice serve by Call. Hutchinson, what a dig. Jessica Smart. Yes, she does. Jessica Smart finishes off that point, and the Profs are up 5. Jenna Call slams the ball in celebration as Stockton calls timeout. Profs with their biggest lead of the day, up to 5.
Well, Bavona came in and immediately showed her quality. Made so much happen there. Couple of hits for her, couple of assisted blocks. Shows up and completely changes the way the Profs are playing. They're up by 5, one of their biggest leads so far tonight.
An update from across the NJAC. Kane has won their match against William Patterson in straight sets. The final set being 25-18. That was also the second set score. 25-15 was the first set score. So whoever wins this game is confirmed going up to Union, New Jersey on Saturday for a meeting with the number 1 seeded team in the NJAC of the Kane Cougars. Stockton beat Kane in the regular season. Rowan did not.
A lot riding on this serve right here from Jenna Call. She's someone who has a tendency to get rattled after timeouts.
And there is the block. Jess Smart and Abigail Bavona give each other a nice push. They are amped up. Let's keep this service rolling as long as possible. Jenna Call. She goes short. Stockton saves the point. Hutchinson a little long on her dig. Bavona had to go soft touch. Hutchinson, another dig. Jess Smart was blocked up front, and that will cut the service, but still Rowan leads 13-8.
Well, they did their job there. Jenna Call, really good service from her. No errors, was able to run it down and use her reflexes to help out in that back row as well. So Rowan with a little bit more defense. Nia Eyepicker, defensive specialist, back in to help them out. Chadwick is going to be in the middle of that back row, and Hutchinson's there as well. Still the same look up front with Bavona and Smart.
Eyepicker to Albrecht, to Abigail Bavona, who's blocked up front. Eyepicker cannot lay out for one.
Well, that run from Bavona might have been telegraphed a little bit. I think she just wanted to make it look like she had the option there.
Stockton to Abby Chadwick. Just Smart.
And it was out.
It was out. No, it was not.
Nope, they had to reconsider. Oh, the initial called out.
Yes, it was. Yeah, you're right.
And they corrected that.
Abigail Bavona checks out, and it is just pure elation for her on what she was just able to do and potentially change this match. It's 15-9, and you can feel it in this gym.
These stands are rumbling with every movement from the Prof faithful, and a second timeout called. No more for Stockton as this set goes long. Allison Walker desperately trying to recover any amount of control that Stockton had earlier.
There's just been a shift. There has been a shift. It is 15-9. There is still so much work to do. The Profs are still down 2-0 in this match, and all signs from the outside looking in say that Rowan's season ends today and that Stockton moves on. But this is a team that is never, ever going to quit. They have not all year, and they're not going to tonight, Keegan.
No, they have a million reasons in the world not to. Every single player there has one very big reason why they want to win this one. And, you know, Abigail Bavona coming into the lineup at the start of the set, again, not someone who gets a lot of playing time. She's only played 44 sets coming into tonight, but man, she makes every set count, every moment of every game when she's in. And the props just look lighter right now. When the initial timeout was called, they were dancing and they were just, it's so light. You know, all the tension has been cut.
Hutchinson. Big block up front, Bradley. Can Stockton save the point? Yes, they can. Profs need to refocus. And a short set by Albrecht will give Stockton the point back at 15-10.
Such a rare miscue. Again, you know, on the fake run-up from Kira Bradley, I think it kind of hurried Albrecht a little bit. And we saw that happen with Bavona a moment ago, too. I think profs need to keep things simple right now.
Albrecht, it's a smart, soft touch. Just smart again, back row. And that one is in. Stockton cuts their deficit to 4.
Well, another thing for the props, again, they have a bit of breathing room right now. They can work around this a little bit here, try to figure out how to side out McKenna Ritchie.
Could be out of bounds, yes it is.
Well, Ritchie's not someone who makes too many errors, only 12 this season for her.
There's Albrecht. Ipecker, what a phenomenal dig. And they don't go back to Grant. Bradley and Chadwick block on the right pin. Now another block, Jessica Smart. Bingo!
She looks right to the crowd, right to the women's basketball team in the front row. They're chest bumping too. Everyone feels good after that. Assisted Kira Bradley brilliantly there. And Stockton had 3 chances, and that one just cut them off.
Out of bounds.
Lauer again swinging to the far side, and no get out of jail free card for Stockton right now. That last timeout has been expunged. Profs have quite a few scary servers in that back row at the moment.
Jalen Grant goes to the back left corner. And calls it 18-12. Stockton, remember, has used both of their timeouts. Chadwick, they're going to call this illegal on Stockton. Cuts the point short right there at 19-12.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Something worth mentioning is that there is quite a large contingent of Stockton fans on the far side of the court, standing right behind the Stockton bench. The Rowan men's football team went over and gave them a crowd, so now there's noise coming the other way.
Yes, there is. I have noticed that and hope that all things lead to good with Stockton and Rowan fan students right next to each other, literally on top of each other.
I feel like there's just a couple fans enjoying some really good volleyball tonight.
Kira Bradley. It's received well by Stockton. Now the block. And they say perhaps net interference on Kira Bradley and or Abby Chadwick. So Stockton here with a 6-point swing. They need 6 to tie it. They cannot allow 6 or else Rowan will take it. Jessica Smart on the sidelines right now. Abby Chadwick and Kira Bradley are the only 2 offensive players up front. Raven Albrecht, the setter, in, as well as Cooper, Call, and Hutchinson on the back line. I correct myself, obviously Call being an offensive player in as well. Chadwick has the kill on the right side pin.
Well, they side out Reagan Mendick before she even gets going, Luke. She doesn't look happy either. That was her dig that failed. But she's back in now for Bolton.
And who do the profs turn to for some offensive help but Abigail Bavona? Off the rafters. Cooper, Albrecht, Bavona. Almost shut it down there, nice dig. Bradley, now it is Chadwick all the way up to the top row.
Right in the direction of the men's football team, and they are loving that one.
All the way past him.
True, it hit that back row, nearly smacked into the wall.
Almost.
All that force from Abby Chadwick.
21-13, Kira Bradley.
Oh,
into the rafters. Stockton's played balls really well off the rafters, which is interesting because of their gym is so high. They don't have to deal with that at home. Profs are going to gain their 22nd point.
Well, Layla Newborn showed some very obvious signs of frustration when that set wasn't to her liking.
Bradley once more. Albrecht. Jenna Call. Call went to the middle. Stockton trying to respond, and they do off of Mendick. Abby Chadwick is blocked. It goes out of bounds. Profs are up to 23. Keep it going, Seams on the serve.
Kira Bradley, she is on an impressive run right now. I've only seen this a couple times out of her. Again, she's hot or cold when she's at the line, but right now it looks like she's playing with a lot of fire in her fist. Gets past Richie again there, Luke.
Jenna Call. Yes, she does. It is set point in the third.
One-woman army, Jenna Call. She got past everyone there. Two players looking to dig, two players past the block too. 4-on-1, and she stands tall every time.
Mendick on a setter toss. Has it. It is still set point. Profs are going to have to do it in side-out fashion. Kira Bradley checks out. It is still Bavona, Call, Albrecht, Cooper, Hutchinson, and Abby Chadwick on the other end for the Rowan Profs. Hutchinson. Now Cooper to Albrecht. Cross court call. It was hit the pin, and this will stay Stockton serve. Profs still have that 9-point lead here in the third set.
Well, and Kate Lauer in her senior season out of Clifton.
Abby Chadwick tried to go soft touch there. And now they rip it right through as that lead for the Profs here in the third is down to 8. Still plenty of insurance, but they need to score side out as quickly as possible here.
That policy only lasts so long.
Profs still haven't used a timeout in this set. Playing off the rafters, Hutchinson laid out. They could not get to it. 7 points now the insurance. The Profs need to score side out and get this off the ground as quick as possible. Rowan will call timeout at 17:24. They just need to score one side out, and this is exactly the point in a set where Dina Jesperson would just say, what are we doing? Let's go, side out. That's all we need to do, just do it. And we'll see what they can do right here out of the timeout.
Yeah, Rowan trying to overcomplicate things right now, and you know, the more desperate you get for that 1 point, the harder it is to get that 1 point. I've seen it time and time again in sports in memoriam.
It's certainly just out of this timeout, all you got to do is score, and Stockton, quite honestly, might be having a hard time in their timeout, considering the Rowan football team being right there and just being so loud right next to their timeout. Not an issue the Profs have to deal with, well, as the section of the bleachers that they are in front of is more Rowan faculty and administrators.
I will say they had to deal with it during that last set when they switched sides, because it was only Stockton fans over there
at that
too.
Point, yes.
Before the football players rather, interjected themselves in between. So now they're putting that same pressure on Stockton. It's only fair.
Abby Chadwick to Gabriella Cooper, now Jenna Call. Call reps it through, and the Profs are not going down without a fight. 25-17. That is the most dominant set of anybody today. Stockton won by 2 and by 3. The Profs just won by 7, and they go to a 4th set.
It started with Bavona. The second that substitution was made and Bavona started playing more games, that adds some height up front, adds some confidence. And man, when you see a freshman doing well who hasn't been playing all that much this year, you just want to rally and help her out as best you can. And boy, they're doing that right now. It feels like a massive weight was lifted on everyone's back. And then after that win, it's even lighter now. The Profs want to make a run here.
Bavona, an absolute spark plug in the 3rd set. Profs need it here in the 4th. We'll see what happens next on Rowan Athletics.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
In one word, if I had to describe trifecta therapeutics, if I had to describe trifecta in one word, it would be empower. The purpose of trifecta therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community. I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, doing whatever they could to get back and want to be part of that process. We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care. This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor of physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun. Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete. My clients are also they're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something. They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination. You really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster. That's why I would say come here.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student.
25 points. That is the ultimate goal in this 4th set. If they can get 25 points, then it's 0-0 once again, and 15 points to the death in the 5th set. The 4th set should be some sorts of cinema here.
Some sorts of cinema. I'd say the whole thing is cinema. Look at this formation that the Profs are opting for right now on the courts. They have Bradley, Smart, Call, Bavona, and Chadwick on the floor right now with Albrecht. That's all offense. That is all out attack. And Vanessa Hutchison's waiting to check in after the initial serve. So safe to say, Albrecht has some options here.
Yes, she does. This is kind of like a playground for Raven Albrecht a little bit. She's in her head saying right now, you're telling me I have just Smart, Abby Chadwick,
and Call.
Bavona. I mean, holy smokes.
Smokes is just what we're going to be seeing.
Kira Bradley, my goodness. Bavona will start on the sideline.
Okay, probably a good idea. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
they need somebody to take the ball.
These are great front row players, don't get me wrong, but my goodness, the libero being in there probably adds a little stability to the lineup.
Yeah, that is a statement.
Hey, another statement on the other side of the court, too. Reagan Mendick is going to be starting instead of Kristen Burton, who they've been opting for to start out most of these sets. So she'll be playing in the middle part. Mendick is in early. And you know what I'm going to say, Luke? You already know what I'm going to say that the Profs should be watching out for. It's that setter toss. It's going to be coming here soon.
Just Smart tries to rip one through. Chadwick, wow, blasted a Stockton Osprey off her feet. Kira Bradley.
Oh, ice cold from Bradley. She won the joust and then just glanced at Layla Newborn. She said, "You don't have it, I do." Long rally to start us off here, Luke.
Raven Albrecht. Jenna Call on the dig. It goes out of bounds, but what a dig that was.
Yeah, she got it up again. It's just the power from the Stockton Ospreys. It's really difficult to control spikes like that.
That one is a service ace at the feet of Jenna Call.
Rowan football team has switched sides. They're following Stockton, it would seem, and trying to harsh their mellow. Haven't quite been able to do that. A no-touch service ace from Kate Lauer.
Yeah, I think the football team was already thinking of switching benches to follow, to be right behind Stockton, as that one is good for Just Smart. But then Mikey Small, who was sitting on the home side bleachers, ran across. He's on the club lacrosse team and is best friends with a lot of the juniors on the team for volleyball. Points at football. He goes, "Let's go, get over here." And what are the Rowan administrators going to say? No?
Natural leader.
Yeah, Mikey Small with a heck of a job to do everything that they can as fans. Stockton gets that one through, and they lead 3-2.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few of the Rowan administration switching sides. Ali Hushman switched quite a few times, and Sean Tucker, the new athletic director, come in this last spring, and he's on the left side now behind the prop bench.
3 points for Rowan as that serve is too long. It's 3-3, and now it's Kira Bradley on the service. Last time she was on the service was back in the third set, and that really changed the momentum of that set.
She made an incredible run. See if she has another one in her. And last slipper had to break eventually.
Just not that time. She goes into the net. Vanessa Hutchinson comes in.
Told you, hot and cold. She was hot last set. This time, she's gonna need a little bit of time to warm up. Immediately runs over to the wall just to, break some tension. Jokingly saying, "Oh, no, no."
Chadwick to Jenna Call. Call goes into the net. And Stockton has a 5-3 lead here in the fourth set.
Kristen Burton's back in, starting setter. Mendick wasn't in for too long in that initial set, and actually coming over to talk to her right now is Coach Allison Walker.
Service ace off the hands of Abby Chadwick.
Three-point lead for Stockton, and couldn't have come at a better time. They do have their first choice setter in of the evening.
Serve goes long. There's some 3 points for Rowan. It's 6-4. They need 2 more to tie us up here at 6-6. Abby Chadwick looking to do just that on her service. Into the net.
And a lot of service problems for Rowan. Again, having a hard time coping with that impressive win that they just had in that previous set. And a couple props serving into the net. Jenna Call spiking into the net too.
7-4. Profs need to hit the reset button here. Soft serve. Chadwick. And Hutchinson keeps the point alive.
Good reflexes from her.
Soft touch. Albrecht keeps the point alive. Now it's dunked on the heads. It's Abby Bavona.
Just confidently, as you like. Jumps right up, wins the joust too. Rowan's been winning every single joust tonight. I don't think they've lost a single one.
Jenna Call, need the serve to be on. Chadwick, all the way across to Just Smart. Oh my goodness. Just Smart ran into the pillar and didn't get up quite as aggressively and as energetically as perhaps she would if she had not run in to the stand.
She looks fine.
Yes,
Gave Kira Hissner, who graduated last year, a fist bump.
I think a piece of gum.
Oh, oh well,
Just
my bad.
grabs a piece of gum.
Didn't realize that was an exchange of item. I thought it was just a little bit of a confidence booster. Well, we have a little bit of a stoppage here. It has to be some equipment readjustments there for Stockton's Camille De La Torre. She had to readjust her knee brace on that left leg.
And Stockton will get that point.
Late decision there. I think the Profs thought that they had it for some time.
Yes. Nia Ipecker comes in.
I don't think anyone knows who's serving right now.
I am part of that camp. Now,
you know,
it goes to
I was
going to
pretend that I wasn't, but I definitely am.
Helen Murray, the senior libero, or excuse me, freshman libero.
I mean, she's been here for 1 year, and she already looks like she owns the place. It's not hard to see the difference there.
3-point lead for the Ospreys. Profs need to get it back ASAP. Dig by Chadwick. And Jess Smart. Block goes straight out of bounds. Pavoda was there, just to not come off of her hands the right way.
Hey, I will say a bright spot for the Profs. That was a very strong dig from Chadwick. Right to Albrecht.
Pavona tried to go soft touch. Murray was there to save the point. Ipecker digs. Albrecht to Smart. Smart is blocked up front.
Layla Newborn got all of that. And when you have Smart off of the foot that she's preferring, she has to take a swipe at it. And at a 5-point deficit, the Profs are going to take the first time out of the set. And things are looking a little bit bleak for the home team right now.
And the Profs down 5 here in the fourth. They certainly need to bring this back as quickly as possible, and they're trying to do that now. Julia Worth, assistant coach, talking in the timeout huddle. Jess Smart out of the huddle. She now joins it late. We'll see what the Profs can do coming back. It is a 5-point deficit. We've seen them make up deficits more than that tonight. And in terms of the actual grand scheme of things, Stockton only leads in points 77-75. It seems like it's kind of been all them tonight except for the third set that we just saw. But that third set was so dominant for the Profs, they won by 8, that we're only at 77-75 overall tonight.
Yeah, and this is that with them losing 2 sets and having a 5-point deficit right now. Just Profs laid Stockton out that set, and it looks like they started to adjust to Bavona, Stockton has. And the Ospreys will step back to the line. And it was an even set for a while at this point, but ever since that miscue from Smart, Stockton's really pulled ahead.
That timeout perhaps changed some things for Rowan. Pavoda is blocked but saved the point. Smart also blocked. Point stays alive, Hutchinson. Now Chadwick goes to the back row. Profs have reset quite nicely. Nice dig, Chadwick. Hutchinson to Smart. Smart, it slipped through the fingers on the Stockton defense. Nice rally here. Ipecker, and her dig just went a little bit too long. Stockton gets the point. It goes up 11-5.
Hey, in those long rallies like that, you got to go to your ace. And Lauer, she kept swinging. Just let it roll off her back and got those second chance opportunities.
Profs hitting percentage just 167 today. Jessica Smart looks to improve that number ever so slightly. It's received well. Smart again. And it is a point for the Profs. Helen Murray had a dig on it and went back towards Stockton's bench. And it's 11-6. The senior libero, Vanessa Hutchinson, with her team down 5, needs to bring things back to earth. Smart. Murray digs. Chadwick, another dig. Murray sets. Ipecker to Albrecht. Now Smart on the left pin or the right pin, and she has got it. Stockton, for the most part, has just frankly had an answer for Jess Smart tonight, but if she tries and tries and tries again, eventually one is going to break. But they've, for the large part, had an answer for Jess Smart. And this time the block trickles down for Rowan.
A moment ago, Stockton from the bench was looking a little bit rattled. Allison Walker was running over and being very, very much like she wanted to get a point across to Kristen Burton. And Burton's no longer on the court after that sequence. She subbed out for Reagan Mendick, who just served.
Jess Smart gets the point.
Ooh. Love your confidence there, Luke. Called that one before the play was even stopped.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether they're going to call that dead at the net or not. They did not, but got the point either way. Here's Albrecht down 4.
Man, no spin on that serve.
Kira Bradley to the back right corner, and it's just a little bit too long. She likes those back corners. In fact, it's what shut down the Rutgers-Newark game, was Kira Bradley going back left corner. That time it's just a little bit too strong. 13-8. Bradley has another chance. Gets it through, but Stockton has a center toss from Mendick. Chadwick shuts it down.
Chadwick is playing out of her mind right now, Luke.
Off the hands of Mendick. Still a 4-point deficit. Nia Ipecker checks out. And here is Gabriella Cooper.
Smart checked out too. Jenna calls back in. Abby Chadwick, she was playing in the back row during that sequence, had a few very key hits. Obviously was the one who scored the point, as well as just some very key digs too.
48 service aces for Gabriella Cooper. And this time Stockton will not get one over. 3-point lead.
Profs really starting to close that gap now. They're working with everything they've got.
Call, big block up front.
It is not often you see a soft touch go right into the blocker and smack back down to earth. That's gonna be a timeout for Stockton. Jenna Call, it was all her on that left side. Just completely batted that one away. And a deficit that was much larger. It was 6 points not long ago, has only been cut down to 2.
Yes, it has, but the Profs need to stay on the hunt here. The timeout is called by Stockton at 13-11, somewhat similar to what we saw in the third set. Stockton called the first 2 timeouts. Now the Profs obviously took one at 5-10, but Stockton has been in these situations. It's actually more similar to the first set when the Profs were starting to rally a little bit. Stockton had to call a timeout at 15-18. They called another one at 19-21. Stockton came away with that first set, but the Profs this time have a little bit more time. It's 13-11. They've got a real shot here to bring it back, but they have to be on. They have to be on. And if they can just force that 5th set, the sample size is extremely small for 5th sets for the Profs this year. It is Scranton and Eastern on the same day, September 20th. They lost 15-8 in both of those 5th sets, but they ran out of gas. They're not going to run out of gas tonight. There is no way, if they get the gift of a 5th set to try to keep their season going, they are not going to run out of steam, but they got to get there first. And a serve out of bounds from Gabriella Cooper does not do the trick. Stockton will have the serve and a 3-point lead at 14-11.
Timeout did its job, and another thing you got to keep an eye out on, Jalen Grant has just checked in, and she ran roughshod over the Profs in that second set.
Into the net, they'll take the free points.
An eye for an eye, a service error for a service error, and Kira Bradley's back to serve for the Profs now. Still down 2.
Kira Bradley's last 2 service aces. 2 times ago, she changed the course of this match. Last time she went into the net on her first serve. We need that first one to come back alive here, but the second prevails and she goes into the net once again.
Nearly what looks like a comedy of errors for both teams right now. No one can even get the ball past the net. But I know someone who has a chance to do that. It's Kristen Burton checking back in. Reagan Mendick is back on the sidelines.
Abigail Bavoda, big time play.
Such a willing run from her too. Little stutter step to try to hustle the defense from Stockton a little bit. Does its trick and she gets the set, buries it right down their throats.
Block up front. Yes, they do. They haven't had an answer for Jalen Grant much tonight, but they do in a big spot there.
And guess what? It's Pavona again. That's what she does to the lineup. She adds so much stability to that front line. She bolsters every block, assists all of them.
Chadwick, as the Profs try to make this even. Hutchinson, and it's into the net for Grant again. We are tied at 15 apiece.
Standing ovation from everyone in attendance. It seems like the entire campus is here, and their dogs.
There is a dog to my left. Abby Chadwick on the serve again. Profs trying to get a lead now. Out of bounds off the block, and Stockton will take the 16-15 lead.
McKenna Ritchie's back again to serve for Stockton. You want to talk about adding stability. There's few people who do it better than Ritchie.
Abigail Bavona is blocked, but the point is alive. Call. Profs need this one to tie it at 16. Block. Good block. Stockton somehow recovers. They have played so well defensively tonight. Jenna Call. Soft touch to the back row. And Hutchinson's dig goes too long. Profs are going to have to rally again. They are down 2 in the 4th.
And potentially the last if they can't pull this back. Stockton is leading in sets 2-1, lest we not forget.
High set for Call, who's blocked.
Well, Bavona was trying to decoy there, did that exaggerated run up. But again, like you said, it was a high set. So again, I think that's doing more harm than good. It's really rushing Albrecht.
Chadwick, weird touch for her, but the Profs cannot keep that point alive. It is now a 4-point deficit that they have to get back before allowing Stockton to score 6. And a well-placed timeout is called there. Profs are gonna have to battle here at down 19-15.
This is nearly night and day comparison from last set where Allison Walker had to call both of her timeouts for for Stockton. And on the other side of things, I mean, Coach Matt doing the same thing for Rowan. And the Stockton fans are yelling right into the Profs huddle.
Yes, they are. It's a Rowan team that just has to battle. They have done it all year.
Yeah, they're fighters. They have a great role model to follow suit. She fought the good fight too. They want to do the same.
Unwritten was blasting before the game today, and the players really got into it. Coaches came into it.
Now the football team's into it.
It's playing once again. And even the girls are into it. Even Rowan's
Stockton's
girls.
into
Stockton,
it too. They're singing it too.
Stockton's players were darn near dancing with Rowan's football team. It's hard to put into words.
Good bit of camaraderie despite the animosity between these two sides. Storied history and a standing ovation for the Prof faithful.
Cooper trying to battle. Hutchinson has a touch on it, but Stockton will get the points. And it's 20-15.
Well, you want to talk about a team who's willing to battle, a team that's willing to run that far, try to keep the ball in.
Strong serve is out of bounds. And here is where the Profs have to get on the chase. They need 4 to tie it at 20. They have to have a good service here. They have to have one.
Jenna Call. She's got a cannon for an arm.
This serve changes the game. And it is not into the net or anything of the sort, but the Profs still have not gotten the point. Jessica Smart, back.
Oh,
and it's good.
My word. Did you see how she angled her fist?
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular.
Everyone goes cross court when they're angled like that. I don't know how she managed to curve that one into the far side, but she did.
3-point deficit for the Profs. Call goes short. Grant was not able to get a good touch on one. Here's Bavona, soft touch, and it's good. Yes, it is. 18 to 20, the Profs need 2 more to tie it up here in the 4th.
And that's going to be a
timeout called.
Allison Walker needs to scavenge any semblance of control back in this match. And the Rowan football team letting them know about it. Silence from the Stockton fans.
It sure is, and that's the final timeout. Rowan already has used both of theirs. Stockton used theirs earlier also when they were up 2, 13 to 11 after the Profs rallied back a little bit from 10-5. Now they've rallied back a good bit here. They still need 2 more. It'll be Jenna Call on the serve. She continues that serve. Jenna Call, a senior on this team. Only 2 seniors, the libero, Vanessa Hutchinson, and Jenna Call. They were in these seats for the NJAC final 5 years ago. The first that Dina Jesperson won as the head coach of the Profs back in 2021. Now they're trying to go to one in their senior season. It would be their first appearance in an NJAC final since Call and Hutchinson were freshmen in 22.
They would love to go back there.
That one's out of bounds. All you need is 1.
No one's going to sleep tonight if the Profs can take this one back.
This one could tie it up in the 4th. And it is off of Jenna Call. Stockton will go on the chase now, up 21-19 here in the 4th set.
Man, Kate Lauer is one of those players who can bring any bit of momentum the Profs have to a screeching halt. She was snubbed in the NJAC list, despite her strong
side out 3-point.
All right, the deficit's back at 1, Luke.
Here's another senior at the service trying to tie it up late. Vanessa Hutchinson.
Her career's on the line here, Luke.
Block up front. Kiera Bradley must have gone out of bounds as Stockton gets the points. It's 22-20.
It was into the pin on the redirection there, too. Reagan Mendix back in, Luke. New look for Stockton. She's a great server.
Side out, score needed. Jessica Smart found the right spot.
One of her favorites. She loves those corners.
And now the Profs are back to the top of their serving order with Raven Albrecht. We'll see what the Albrecht, the freshman setter, has in store. Albrecht has been one of the best this year as a freshman setter. Hutchinson off of her hands, and Stockton has 23 points. Neither team has any timeouts. Profs need to score side out yet again.
They have to do it against one of the best in the roster as well. Only 11 service errors on the year for Kate Lauer. She is the component of consistency.
Might go long, yes it does.
Just as I said it. There's number 12.
Profs need to tie it up now at 23.
Albrecht couldn't do it. Cooper might be able to. Jessica Smart's out of the lineup.
The Profs, one of their top servers, the sophomore defensive specialist, almost a sure thing to take over the libero position next year. But there is the libero saving the point. Chadwick, yes she does, we're tied at 23. Cooper could give the Profs set point here. No timeouts either side. Almost had an ace. Profs need to get this point, it is blocked, and we are at set point for Stockton.
Just one more and they're off to the championship. Layla Newborn, 23 aces this year, 19 errors.
Things are not going to settle down anytime soon. If the Profs score, we're into a deuce.
They swapped her out. Lauren Summer, serve specialist, comes in, 34 service aces to 14 errors.
Profs to save their season. Hutchinson the dig. Albrecht goes up top, Chadwick. Chadwick has it, back right corner, and we are heading to a deuce in the fourth set.
All right, whoever wins this set needs to win 2 points in a row.
Bradley's due for a good service. She's gone into the net on her first serve both times in her last two. She is due. And this one's over to the back. It was a good serve. And there it is, ripped up through the right side. Prof season will be on the line yet again at 25-24.
And that delivery just straddled the line. Going back there now is Kristen Burton, just checked in for Reagan Mendick.
Kristen Burton to send Stockton to the NJAC final on Saturday. Profs to save the season of dreams. Albrecht to call. It was dug out. Now another chance. Off to the left side. We're tied again.
And it's Prof serve now, Luke. This place is going into bedlam.
Now a chance to go on the attack. It's Abby Chadwick, the junior. Chadwick saves the point. Hutchinson to Call. Call goes soft touch. She was blocked, but the point stays alive. Call again. To the back. She just keeps the point going. Hutchinson dig. Huge dig. Cooper now to Call. A third time. Call to the back row. Chadwick. Now Call has to send one over. Nobody can win the match off this point. It's long, but the Profs can take the fourth set here. For the first time, Stockton is now on the ropes. It was soft touch.
Whistle blows.
On Rowan.
That was a present for Stockton. They still need to get 2 straight points here.
Nicole Palmer, who has not played in the last handful of games to injury, with a beautiful serve. Call. Again, nobody can win the match on this point. It's win by 2. Hutchinson on a huge dig. Sends it right back over with one touch. Long. No, it was not, it was in.
Counts as a block out. Touch that front wall of Rowan.
Rowan, for the third time in this match, is on the ropes. Nicole Palmer.
NJAC first teamer.
Need it here, Profs. Bavona has to send one to the back row off a bump. And that is going to go off of Abby Chadwick and out of bounds. Stockton wins this one in a fourth set deuce, 28-26. And Rowan's season is going to come to a close at 25-6 overall. It is their first loss in this gym all season long, and it's the final blow.
It was all the Profs could do to fight their way back into that match. They did a very good job playing that set out to the very end. They took it to a deuce, a late deuce as well. And Stockton, that's a resilient team. They have a lot of depth, and they have a lot of different game plans they can use. They're not one-dimensional by any stretch of the imagination. They're well coached. And it's good to see them off to the championship.
It is a Stockton team that will have a date in Union, New Jersey on Saturday in the NJAC championship game. This is a Rowan team that has battled more than volleyball. And they need to know that it doesn't quite matter how they finish this season, that Coach Jesperson is proud of every single one of these girls, all 17 of them, and every single coach that stepped up: Galen Fitzgerald, Matt Verlingieri, Julia Worth, Emma Gosbin, and Kira Hissner. And it was brighter in here tonight. It doesn't matter that the Profs dropped this one and that their season has come to a close. It was brighter, and it was brighter for a reason. Luke Brown and Keegan Thompson, that does it for our coverage tonight. We thank you for tuning in. Your Rowan Profs finished the year at 25-6 overall. We thank you for tuning in on Rowan Athletics.